students, I am going to go over how to apply for your exam for AHEMA for your RHIT. So a couple of different things. Let's start off here by going to www.ahema.org. Right, once you get there, you are going to go under certifications and careers. Let's go ahead and hit apply. Okay, and this part here, I just want to go through a few things. So the candidate guide, you want to make sure you read through that. I'm going to just touch base on a few things of the candidate guide. I'm not going to go through everything. So going through this, you want to go to the RHIT, which starts here on page 5. So I am going to go through, like I said, just a few things, but I'm not going to go through all of it. All right. So with the RHIT, it talks about your job opportunities. Requirements, you do meet the requirements. You are going to be a graduate of the HIM program that is accredited by CAHIM. Okay, so you are going to be getting your associates. So you do qualify. All right. Let's go ahead and we're going to move on down here. These are your different certifications that you can take. So applying for the exam, the biggest thing here I want to talk about is that keep in mind if you got the bundle with your RHIT book review and bought the bundle, you've already paid for your exam through financial aid, so that will be nice. So let's go ahead here, official transcripts. You can do this electronically. We'll go ahead and look on the NICC websites for transcripts, okay? And it will tell you right here, this is where you send it to, certification transcripts at AHEMA. That's who you send it to. Or you can do it by mail, okay? All right. So official transcript estimated processing time frame can take up to 4 weeks. Now that's usually if you're sending it by mail. They'll get it a little bit sooner if you send it by email. Also, students, you can take, if you decide you want to get this exam taken in April or May, you can do that. You can do a early tester form because you are in your last semester of our CAHIM approved program. Okay, it will be, what happens is that once you go ahead, you submit, you take your exam, you will not, if when you pass it, they'll tell you, yes, you passed the RHIT. After then, you send in your transcript when you graduate, then they will say you can utilize that RHIT credential. Okay. So make sure that you go ahead and review your application checklist. Okay, as it states here, read the candidate guide. Make sure your first and last name provided on the application matches the name on your primary identification. So whether you have a license, passport, ID, make sure it matches with whatever you send in on your application. So if you got married or using a maiden name, whatever, so make sure you use whatever is on your ID. And if you do have accommodations, make sure you complete the special accommodations form. Credit card, like I said, you may not have to do the credit card if you got the bundle through NICC. So for RHIT, RHIA candidates only, there is an early tester form, and I will go back to that. For certificate of degree candidates, verification letter from the program director. That's only if you are testing early. So for all other candidates, send in official sealed transcripts separately too. You can do paper or electronic. Confidentiality procedures, these are through Pearson VUE, and we'll talk about them also. Okay, so make sure you just look here for policy on canceling, rescheduling that exam if you possibly would have to do that. They do give you eligibility, extension fees, policies, refund policy. Read through all of this first. All right, so then we get into once you get that email back after you apply, you get that letter back saying, yes, you are approved. At that point, you have 120 days to schedule that appointment. And we'll look at that through Pearson VUE. So to schedule it, after you receive that letter, your candidates, you can look to see where you want to take it at. Iowa has many different places, and so does Illinois and Wisconsin. We'll go ahead and look at those testing centers. You want to look at www.pearsonvue.com/AHEMA. Right? I'll just kind of highlight that. It won't let me, but we'll get to that here. Okay, so a couple of different things. Make sure you look through tips for success, examination procedures, all of that. Utilize this handbook. I cannot state that enough. Read through it a couple of times if you need to. All right. Okay, so now we are on step 2. So you read the candidate guide very well, hopefully. Now you want to apply for your RHIT. It is not going to show up on mine because I already have it, but it will show up for you. So you just want to make sure if you're taking it in the United States, you will have RHIT. You will click on that. You will start the application. All right. Like I said, it's not showing up mine because I already have their credentials. So with that, then let's go to after you applied. Step 3, confirm the name used to register for the exam is exact match to your identification card. Step 4, if you are applying for testing accommodations. Step 5, as I stated, you will get this authorization email from Pearson VUE. Verify the information is correct and read through the email in its entirety. Schedule the exam with Pearson VUE, right? So pre-date checklist. Verify the materials needed for your testing center. Okay? Verify the name of the ATT letter matches your identification exactly. Confirm the form of identification needed to enter the testing center. Confirm your time and date, directions, and then arrive at least 30 minutes early. As I stated before, you get 120 days from application to the approval date, so you need to take it within there. We have accommodations, and then we go exam fees, as hopefully most of you have already paid for that through your financial aid. All right, so we have all of that. Okay, now just real briefly, I went under certifications again, certification exams. I'm going to go to RHIT, just a few things under here. So I already told you to click on that for applying, was right here. Eligibility for early testing, which everybody here is. You can, right here for early exam testing, you can complete the online exam application here. Right here is just some statistics. First time test takers in 23, 84% pass rate. So that's pretty good. You guys can all do it. Exam specification, it's timed. You have 3.5 hours to complete it. The total number of questions on the exam is 150. There is 130 scored items and 20 pre-test items. So what that means, you don't know what 20 questions that they are going to throw out. Okay? They have what they are, these pre-test items are, they're seeing how some students do on them, whether they're going to have them as permanent test questions in the future. So you are getting graded on 130 scored items. You just do not know which one you are getting graded on, but you will have to take 150 questions total. All right, so the passing score at this time is 300, and that is by points. The RHIT falls into 6 domains. You can download the exam content outline, review that. We will go through that more in our review at the state meeting. Okay, then I lastly said I'm going to talk about transcripts, how we find that and get those sent. You want to go to the NICC webpage, go under Student Resources, go to Register, Transcript Request. All right, with transcript request, what you will do, your recipient's email is what AHEMA told you to have. So that's where you're going to send your transcript to. So keep in mind, transcripts are not considered official unless you request that they are sent electronically or by mail directly to the institution to whom you're sending them to. So I did go through the AHEMA email, go back and review the video so you remember where that was at. So here you go. This is how you do that. If you have any questions on this, you can send an email to regkelm@nicc.edu. Okay, the other thing I said I was going to talk about is Pearson VUE for that testing center. Remember, it was pearsonvue.com AHEMA. You are going to have to sign in, create an account for you to know where to take your exam at. So this will be your next step. I don't think it's going to let me do that. I can double check. So if I do RHIT, just kind of seeing if I can get a list. Oh, I do have some here. Yes, I do have an account. Okay, so let's do, I don't have pre-approved. Okay, I do have an account, but it's not taking me anywhere, so I paused it. So you need to create your account. I am going to look down here to find a in-person, I'm going to go seat availability. Then we're going to go RHIT. I'm going to do Iowa. Let's see what it pulls up here. Oh, it does. It gives you all the different testing centers in Iowa. So we have Indian Hills, Hawkeye Community College, Iowa Central, Coralville, Mason City. We have Burlington, Dubuque, Iowa. So there's quite a few that you are able to pick from. All right, so hopefully this helps everybody. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and reach out.